Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the Spring Reset Challenge or video series, whatever you want to call it here. I am excited to share with you all about the pause paradox today. So if you want to find out what that is, how to use it to really kind of unpack that paradox and use pausing to your benefit so you can lead and live with ease, then stay tuned and I can't wait to tell you all about it. And to was day 1, and day 2 is around the pause paradox, so that you can create and manifest and lead your life in a way that feels good while also achieving your big goals and dreams all at the same time as a leader within your organization, so that you can have this powerfully positive global impact that you want to have, while also having time to spend time with your family, with yourself, out in these beautiful weather we're coming into in spring and summer, and really having time for all of those things while still being powerfully productive all at the same time. So I want to tell you today about the pause paradox. And the idea is around the power of taking time to exhale. And I know it can be easy to hear this, but difficult to actually apply sometimes. I actually ran into this the other day. We had some birthday season last month in March. And so we were going to be visiting family, and I was feeling like I had a lot on the go. I had some big projects with my board work. I had a lot going on with my day job with the government. And then I also had some other things going on with my coaching business that were really exciting. And I was feeling like all the things were kind of heavy. Not heavy. Heavy is the wrong word. A lot going on. Juggling might be a better way to put it. And so I was feeling kind of a bit overwhelmed and a little bit scattered, as I'm sure that you know how that can feel sometimes. And so I gave myself permission to step away from all of the stuff and just go and be present with our family while we visited over the weekend, celebrating my daughter's birthday, my husband's birthday. They're all within a week of each other, and just really enjoying that time. And what I found was, on that second day of unplugging, I woke up Sunday morning completely inspired. All of the thoughts that I had needed to do for a report that I needed to do for my director role all just came flooding in naturally. And I feel like this is the magic that happens when you take time to actually pull away and unplug. This is the paradox that I want to share with you about, is about trusting the pause will actually be exponentially beneficial in the time that you get back, because you let your subconscious actually do the work for you instead of trying to consciously force it. You know, if you've ever heard of the idea of trying to pull open the bud of a flower, petals of a flower, it doesn't work. You need to give it time to come out, time to open naturally. And that pausing piece, this is a massively impactful way to look at your productivity. So I have kind of 3 points I want to talk with you about today that will help you with this approach and integrating it into your regular routine, so that it's not something you are forced to do when you get sick and you have to take time off, but where you can actually give yourself time and space and kind of the runway to be able to have that natural unfolding happen. So the first one I would like to talk with you about today is about, what's your energy level like today? Are you having a full gas tank? Are you fully inspired and energized? That's what I'm feeling today. It's sunny out. I have this fun coverless shirt on. I'm feeling energized and inspired. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're feeling low energy. Maybe you're feeling tired or overwhelmed. And whatever it is, knowing that piece can be huge. Just understanding where you're at, so that you can actually support what you need, so that you can get yourself back to that full energy, thriving self. So just that self-awareness piece check-in is huge. Looking at what that is. You can call it or describe it whatever you'd like, but just full energy or empty energy or somewhere in between, I find is a nice, easy way to look at it. The next step is all around the inside out scheduling approach, and you may have heard me talk about this before. I actually have a video that I did on it a while back. I'll link that below so you can check that out. And I also have a free PDF guide that you can download as well that will walk you through the idea. But just to give you kind of an overview of it, the concept is you look at your energy tanks and you look at your schedule and you set out a lifestyle, routines, a schedule that will allow you to fill up that gas tank regularly, that'll give you time to pause and exhale regularly. Whether that means an hour before bed, you actually take time to do some yoga and journaling, or maybe it means you have a walk at lunch, or maybe it means you give yourself a whole weekend off, like I was describing in my example there, when you feel like there's too much going on and you shouldn't take the break. But experimenting with these things, you'll find your own rhythm and what works best for you. If it's a busy week, maybe you need more self-care and more time to get that peace, that time to reflect. If we're in go, go, go mode all the time, with our heads down, which is a common challenge for leaders, I find it's a bit of a trap in a way, because there's always so much going on. But if we're tucked into the weeds, if we're focused on, the small details, we forget that big picture. We lose that strategic vision piece that we really need to have to be successful as leaders. And this is one of my areas of expertise, actually, is to be able to help leaders like yourself or those on your team to really switch gears from that transactional in the weeds to that big picture piece. And the secret to doing that is this whole pause paradox approach. Taking time to pull back, taking time to actually get away from the work for a little bit, taking time to actually mentally get away from the work is huge. So you can check out the Inside Out scheduling guide, and you can explore how that's going to work for you. Your approach to it is going to be very different. For me, maybe you are into running, so running is your recharge time. Maybe you're into painting, and that's how you kind of get that re-energizing creative kind of space. So whatever it looks like for you, maybe you don't know, and part of it is exploring that and finding it. But when you do this more regularly, you can get to that thrive state daily or almost daily. And then when you do dip down, you'll already know what you need to bring yourself back up again. So this is a huge thing. Then the third step I'd like for you to consider trying for this reset piece, and this is one that I always love to do, is identifying 5 to 10 non-negotiable items that you will be doing regularly to keep your energy full. So one for me is always the sleep piece. Make sure I go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, maybe 9:30 if we have guests over, but really for me, that's really important so that I can sleep well and wake up rested. So sleep is a non-negotiable for me, one that has dropped off my schedule, but I'm bringing it back on, like I mentioned in my video on day one, which I'll link below in case you missed it. Was all around that kind of meal planning, meal prep on the weekends, so that my week is set up well, I'm getting well energized, well fed, all of that stuff is important. So identify your 5 to 10 non-negotiables and then do something about it. If they aren't being met, then now's the time to reset and recommit to them so that you can really be thriving daily as much as possible. So that's all I have to share with you today, is really the whole concept of taking time to exhale, taking time to pause, creating space for that regularly in either your daily or your weekly routine. One of the things that I find really helps for me is at the beginning of the week and the end of the week, I take time to pause and reflect, to plan at the beginning and pause and reflect at the end. So that's actually one of my non-negotiables as well, honestly, is taking time for that. And so by creating space for these things, you can then have a ton of stuff going on in your work, ton of stuff going on with your teams. You can be doing fun new projects. You can be contributing to the community and volunteer work. You can be present for your family. You can be managing your household, your self-care. All of these things can be happening. Growing businesses, whatever it is going to be for you, you can do it in a way that feels good because you have this strong foundation below that makes sure that your energy and your gas tank is full as often as possible. And then when you do have things that, maybe a busy week like I've had recently, or, you have something come up, maybe your kid doesn't sleep or they're sick or whatever it's going to be, then you have these strategies in place to be able to bring them in, or you aren't actually running on empty already. So you have capacity to kind of give a little extra. So this is my secret sort of aspect around the working from the inside out with leaders, and that I do in my individual coaching and group coaching, is to really help get this piece sorted so that you can be your best, most incredible leadership self, so that you and your organization can have incredible impact in the world. And so this is the how behind it. This is the secret behind it. How some people feel that I have a lot on the go, and some days, you know, it can get the best of me. But then once I put these practices back into place, I'm back up on the horse again, or back surfing again, instead of, you know, being thrown about by the waves. So I'm excited to hear what your 5 to 10 non-negotiables are. Love to hear them in the comments below. Let us know what they are so that other people can be inspired as well. And I look forward to chatting with you again for day 3. So on day 3, we're going to be talking about recharging. So it kind of builds on the pausing. This is more about filling your gas tank up more, giving you even more fuel, and, you know, rocket fuel even, to boost you to have massive positive shifts in your world, your leadership, your impact, all of that good stuff. So stay tuned for day 3. I can't wait to share it with you tomorrow. Talk to you then.